zombie inspiration, Paul, you are a survivor of the coronavirus pandemic, which, when mutated, turns people into zombies. The world has undergone changes, civilization has collapsed, people gathered in small or larger groups are trying to stop it together in every possible way. Some have organized themselves into groups and fight for their lives together, while others try to survive on their own. Many factions have arisen. There are also mobile gangs that rob whatever they can. Due to the decline of production, people returned to medieval fighting methods. Gunpowder is produced by a few groups, crossbows and bows are more popular. People also do not shy away from melee weapons, and the ashes of civilization can be produced usefully in this world, armor and weapons. You are Paul, a soldier. In the Knights of the Undead Rose. You wear heavy armor and carry a sword strapped to your side. You've lost many comrades during the fight against the zombies, but that doesn't discourage you. You believe in the honor and duty of the Knights of the Undead Rose and will do everything you can to save the people around you. As you approach the power plant, you see a small group of zombies staggering towards you. You raise your sword and prepare for battle. As you charge towards them, the smell of decay fills your nose and you hear the moans of the infected ringing in your ears. Suddenly, you feel a sharp pain in your shoulder as one of the zombies bites you. You manage to swing your sword and strike down the zombie, but another one appears behind you. You quickly turn around and face the new threat, drawing your sword once more. The zombie charges at you, its jaws open wide and ready to strike. Use sword and cut zombie's head off. You swing your sword with all your might, narrowly missing the zombie's head as it swings at you. The zombie's headless body falls to the ground, and the other zombies pause in their attack. You take a moment to catch your breath and assess your injuries. Push zombies by shield. You quickly move to the side of the power plant, using your shield to push the remaining zombies back towards the entrance. As you do so, you notice movement out of the corner of your eye. You turn to see a group of raiders approaching from the east, their weapons glinting in the sunlight. They're heavily armed and seem to be looking for trouble. Comment. You say, I'm the Knight of Dead Rose. I am the Knight of the Undead Rose, you declare to the raiders, holding your sword aloft. I have come to protect this power plant and its inhabitants. You are not welcome here. The raiders exchange glances before one of them steps forward, a sneer on his face. We don't take kindly to your kind, he growls. Comment. You say, if you don't leave you are dead. The raiders hesitate for a moment before drawing their weapons and charging towards you. You can see the fear in their eyes as they realize they are outmatched. The zombies have recovered from their earlier attack and now swarm towards you from all sides. You raise your sword and prepare to defend yourself. Run. You fall back on the zombies and push them towards the invaders. You quickly scan the area and see a group of zombies still on the loose. Without hesitation, you charge towards them, sword raised high. The zombies are slow and clumsy, but they make up for it with their numbers. You use your shield to push them towards the raiders, who are now closing in on you. Run. You fall back on the zombies and push them towards the invaders. You fall back on the zombies, using your shield to shove them towards the invaders. The zombies stumble and fall, but quickly rise again to continue their attack. You fight back with all your might, swinging your sword and dodging the raiders' attacks. The air is thick with the stench of decay and the sound of gunfire echoes in the distance. I cut off the invader's head. One zombie eats the invader's face, the rest die from shots from the power plant towers. You cut off the raider's head with a swift swing of your sword, and a zombie with a sharp grin eagerly devours the invader's face. The remaining raiders are quickly overwhelmed by the undead and fall to the ground, their weapons clattering to the ground. You turn back to the power plant, seeing the devastation caused by the raiders' attack. Run. You take raiders' weapons and come back to power plant. You quickly gather the raiders' weapons and make your way back to the power plant, the sounds of gunfire still ringing in your ears. As you approach the entrance, you notice that the zombies have already started to swarm towards you again. You draw your sword and prepare for another battle. The zombies are slow and clumsy, but their numbers are still overwhelming. Run. You cut zombies' heads one by one to the last one. You charge towards the horde of zombies, your sword at the ready. You slash through their heads one by one, cutting down each zombie in turn. The last one falls to the ground, its headless body still writhing in pain. You take a moment to catch your breath, the adrenaline still coursing through your veins. Run. You run away to a safe place. You quickly assess the situation and realize that you need to find a safe place to regather your thoughts. You begin to search for an alternate exit from the power plant, keeping your guard up at all times. As you run, you can hear the moans of the infected growing louder and closer. Let the zombies follow you. In large distance, kill them all by grenade. You quickly find a safe place to hide, knowing that the zombies will not be able to follow you. You grab a nearby grenade and hold it in your hand, waiting for the perfect moment to use it. Big noise and organ gone. Run. You go back to power plant and attack from back riders. You make your way back to the power plant, your heart pounding with fear and adrenaline. As you approach, you see a group of raiders on horseback waiting for you. They seem to be expecting you and ready for another attack. You take a deep breath and steel yourself for the fight ahead. You draw your sword and prepare to face them. They heard the explosion. They moved far enough away from the power plant walls, the guards can't even see them, let alone shoot at them. We are too far from the power plant. You take out the second grenade and throw it straight at them. The explosion was big and you were too close. The shock wave knocks you down. You get up and see the bodies of the enemy and their mounts. In a daze, you return to the safety of the power plant. You are greeted by Chief Engineer Jack, very happy to see you back and relieved that you are safe. He quickly assesses the damage from the raiders' attack and directs you to a secure area where you can rest and recover from your injuries. You follow him through the plant, taking in the sights and sounds of the restored power supply. The turbines hum in the background, providing a soothing rhythm to your thoughts. They heard the explosion. They moved far enough away from the power plant walls, the guards can't even see them, let alone shoot at them. We are too far from the power plant. You take out the second grenade and throw it straight at them. The explosion was big and you were too close. The shock wave knocks you down. You get up and see the bodies of the enemy and their mounts. In a daze, you return to the safety of the power plant. You are greeted by Chief Engineer Jack, very happy to see you back and relieved that you are safe. He quickly assesses the damage from the raiders' attack and directs you to a secure area where you can rest and recover from your injuries. You follow him through the plant, taking in the sights and sounds of the restored power supply. They heard the explosion. They moved far enough away from the power plant walls, the guards can't even see them, let alone shoot at them. We are too far from the power plant. You take out the second grenade and throw it straight at them. The explosion was big and you were too close. The shock wave knocks you down. You get up and see the bodies of the enemy and their mounts. In a daze, you return to the safety of the power plant. You are greeted by Chief Engineer Jack, very happy to see you back and relieved that you are safe. He quickly assesses the damage from the raiders' attack and directs you to a secure area where you can rest and recover from your injuries. You follow him through the plant, taking in the sights and sounds of the restored power supply. The local doctor examined you. You don't have any serious wounds. You find Jack and he thanks you very much for helping to fend off the attack. He says, I fulfilled my part of the contract, now it's his turn. Comment. You say, could you keep solar powers? Couple days here for me? I need find my brothers. Chief Engineer Jack looks at you with concern. I'm sorry, but I can't keep the power plant operational for you for too long. We need to make sure everything is running smoothly and safely before we can even consider letting anyone stay here. He gestures towards the solar panels outside. But I can offer you a safe place to stay for the night. We have a secure area where you can rest and recover from your injuries. You nod in agreement, grateful for the offer. As you follow Jack to the secure area, you can't help but wonder what kind of trouble your brothers may be in. You say to Jack, I used my last 2 grenades to keep your power plant safe. I don't need a place to stay overnight, and my panels will lie here safely until I come back. And now I'm going to look for my brothers whom you shamelessly chased away in your time of need. I hope that with our in the next meeting you will prove to be an honorable person, otherwise I will show you how people who lack it end up. You take your sword and shields and leave the power plant. You go towards the police center. As you walk through the streets, you can feel the tension in the air. The once peaceful city is now a dangerous place to be, overrun by zombies and looters. You keep your head down and your eyes peeled for any signs of trouble. You arrive at the police center and see that it has been heavily fortified with barricades and weapons. The guards are on high alert, their eyes scanning the streets for any signs of danger. You approach the entrance and present your identification to the guard at the gate. He eyes you suspiciously before letting you in. As you walk through the compound, you can feel the weight of your mission weighing heavily on your shoulders. You know that your brothers could be in danger, and you have to find them before it's too late. You make your way through the maze-like corridors, checking the rooms one by one. Finally, you come across a room that appears to be unoccupied. You open the door and find a group of police officers gathered around a map. W comment. You say, "See you, Jack." You turn around and see Chief Engineer Jack standing in the doorway. "I'm sorry, but I can't let you leave yet. We have a mission to complete." He looks at you sternly. "We need to find your brothers and make sure they're safe. Can you lead us to them?" You nod, understanding the gravity of the situation. "Yes, I can. But first, we need to make sure there are no more threats to our compound. We can't afford to let anyone in." You lead Chief Engineer Jack and his team through the corridors, keeping a watchful eye out for any signs of danger. As you walk, you can feel the tension in the air. The sound of gunfire and moaning zombies fills the air, making it hard to breathe. You know that your brothers could be in danger, and you have to find them before it's too late. You lead the team to a secure room where they can rest and recover from their injuries. Run. You going to stay here for night? Tomorrow you going to Central Police? As you lay down to rest, you can feel the exhaustion weighing on your body. The room is dimly lit, and you can hear the sound of your heartbeat echoing through the silence. You close your eyes and try to relax, but the fear and uncertainty keep you awake. In the morning you will all set off together towards the police center. Most of them are reluctant to go into the unknown, but Jack convinces his people that without you their headquarters will collapse. In addition, the sound of grenades directed the zombies away from the power plant, and the remaining residents can repair the gate in peace. After a few boring hours of walking and a dozen or so zombies decapitated, you notice the helmet of one of your brothers lying on the ground next to an infected corpse covered in blood from the outside. You freeze for a moment, your heart racing. You know that the danger is real, and that you have to act fast. You turn to Chief Engineer Jack, who is standing nearby. "We have a problem," you say urgently. "One of my brothers is missing and the others are injured. We need to find him before he's lost forever." Jack says to the police center not far away. "Maybe your brother went there." You look at Jack with a sinking feeling in your stomach. "But where is he?" you ask, your voice trembling with fear. "I don't know," Jack admits. "But we can't afford to wait. We need to find him now." You nod, knowing that you can't let your brothers down. Suddenly, out of nowhere, zombies appeared. Your whole group is in danger. So far you have only encountered a single one, but here is a herd. The fight begins. The zombies are falling, but it seems that there are no fewer of them. Someone shouted that we will die here. You fight relentlessly with your head. Infected people fall one by one. At some point you hear the whistle of shots, then a police patrol helped you. There are only dead bodies lying around. You see the fear in Chief Engineer Jack's eyes as he looks at the corpses around him. You know that you need to act fast if you want to save your brothers. You grab a nearby barricade and throw it at the zombies, pushing them back. As they retreat, you turn to the police patrol who have joined the fight. "Thank you," you say, your voice shaking with adrenaline. After a while of fighting, all the zombies are lying on the ground, either without heads or with holes in them. A scary policeman with a mustache laughs loudly. Jack looks at him and shouts, "Steven?" The policeman answers, "Jack, are you here? The biggest horde in weeks and you in the middle, and I thought you were the last coward." "Cancel reinforcements," reports that we are returning with a group from the power plant. Everyone follows the policeman without a word. Their headquarters must be not far away if they are on foot. After a while, you reach the police building. Run. You ask whether brothers of the dead rose here. "I found the helmet of one of us nearby. They were coming here from the power plant where these brave warriors did not let them in after the attack on our hall." The policeman nods gravely. "Yes, they were here," he says. "We found their bodies outside the gate earlier today. It looks like they were trying to make their way here, but they were caught up in the fight and couldn't get through." You feel a pang of sadness in your chest, knowing that your brothers are gone forever. Run. You ask where are their bodies. Steve shows you the hole he dug. You look at the bodies. You quickly distinguish the brothers with armor, while you can't find the one without the helmet. You searched everything but he's not there. Steve takes you aside and asks what happened. You write off the attack on your hideout and the revelry of your brothers, as he himself you separated from your people. You made an agreement with Jack. Steve sends a patrol to the gangs you defeated to see if they have anything useful. He invites you to see a doctor and then rest. You nod, grateful for Steve's support. "Thank you," you say, feeling drained. "We'll need all the help we can get." Steve nods in understanding and leads you to a nearby medical tent. Inside, you are greeted by a medical team with their own set of skills and expertise. W1 the doctor looked at you, then you were sent to the canteen to eat, then you were taken to bed. In the meantime, you asked the unit that came back if they had seen a body or someone with armor, but they didn't see anyone. Before going to sleep, Steve came to you, saying that tomorrow the commander himself would like to talk to you. You nod, feeling the weight of the day's events on your shoulders. Thank you, Steve, you say gratefully. I need some rest. Steve nods and pats your shoulder before leaving you to rest. You close your eyes and try to relax, knowing that tomorrow will be a long day of uncertainty and danger. W1. You wake up and ask for Commander. You wake up the next morning feeling groggy and disoriented. You sit up in bed and ask for the Commander, but no one responds. You realize that you must have slept through the night. You get dressed and make your way to the canteen, hoping to find someone who can answer your questions. W1 You in canteen take a meal, sit and eating. You enter the canteen and take a seat at a table. The smell of freshly cooked food fills your nostrils, making your stomach growl. You order a meal, but it feels like a meaningless act, like it doesn't matter anymore. You take a bite of your food, but it doesn't taste like anything. Comment you say, what is this? As you finish your meal, you notice a man sitting across from you. He looks at you with a piercing gaze, his eyes sizing you up. What is this? You ask, feeling uneasy. The man leans forward, his voice low and menacing. You're new here, he says. But I know who you are. W arrow left. W open book zombie inspiration, Paul W. Moore.